suck. Ready? Ah, my knuckles, my knuckles.
Oh my god.
Okay, back again. Build update number 2, I believe, on this body. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, yeah, so we sanded it down with 220. Did a little bit of filler on the hood where it had a couple divots in it. Took care of that. We were going to do the slurry like I talked about, but it was such a small divot there and a little tiny divot there. We just used quick plastic model putty. We don't want to spend too much time on this body because we actually want to drive it. So we used perfect plastic putty, good stuff. You can pick that up. Local hardware store, we picked that up at Eliminator, RC Winnipeg, where we get all our junk and toys and stuff. Anyway, got to sand it out. We took off the front bumper, took off the back bumper, and then we came up with 3D printed hinge mount for the back. Jesse did the design work on that on Tinkercad. Now, if you're doing this project, this will slide right into the back of a chassis of an SCX 10. 2. And it's spaced out to keep it perfectly level. With the Cherokee front bumper that we used. Now, we had to cut and modify that Cherokee bumper a bit to get it to go deep enough to fit with this wheelbase. So we had to mow that down, cut these back, We'll drill them out and put screws in them once we're happy with the depth on it and get it lined up. So that guy's got to tuck in there pretty good. Now we're using the Unimog front body mounts here that came on this. This is a Unimog chassis, as you can tell by the tires. UMG 10, not a Unimog, but it's a UMG. So that guy fits in there nice and deep. You get the wheelbase, this guy's short. So yeah, anyway, with that mount, you can find that on Tinkercad for free. It is listed under Bronco hinge mount. Very simple. So if you want to do that, and then the front of the body, we've taken the mounts that would bolt to the backside of the radiator for the UMG 10, and a little bit of bouncing act. Once you get that in, you line up your front, you tape your body to your bumper when you're nice and happy with it, and then you got to take off the tires, and then you get to go inside, put a little bit of CA glue on those to start with, and place them in there, turn them so the CA glue touches and cures to the front. We used a little bit of zip kicker to make it dry quicker. And then we opened it up, took it off, and glued the crap out of them with CA and zip kicker all the way around it, and then we put a heavy coat of shoe glue around that. So that's finishing up curing right now. That will be solid as sin. So body goes in, super easy. Slide that in. Drop that down. Bam! Wheelbase on the back. Squats in perfectly. The front's right where we want it. We go a little bit farther forward, just get a little bit more angle on it. So nothing is touching and hitting, so we're happy with that. So that's where we're at right now. That's with that Cherokee front bumper on it. Fits the body perfect. This design did not come from us. We found that scrolling through the pages on Facebook. I think it was on maybe Scale Builders Guild or something like that. So nice and level to the chassis and the skid plates underneath. We are going to get some rock sliders off an accident kit and mount it to here to protect our hard body, so we could drag it and scrape it over the rocks and not tear it apart. Yeah, so anyway, so we ordered clear vacuum formed Lexan windows from Tan Woodworks on Facebook. $50 for this shipped, and it is stretched over top of the original. As you can see, we have our original inside of there for marking out reasons. There is very clear instructions how to put this in. You take your original window, you cover it in masking tape, you put it in, you mark it out where you need it, transfer that onto here, and then you cut out enough to put it in. We don't need to do that. We know what we're doing. We're just going to cut it out a little bit larger, put the front piece in, side pieces, and the back half we are going to leave blacked out with these windows because we really don't need the back to be open. And then today we got the parts that we've been waiting for this build from Tan Woodworks. We kind of put the build on hold, waiting for these parts to come in. When the truck was released, it had some concept photos. When the truck was released on its demo video, it had the GTR style, or GTR, Ford GT style windows that kind of go in the doors. So this is the mold. This would be the driver's side door, and so you need to use the other one, put it on the door, mark it out, cut them out, and those get inset right down inside the door. And then it comes with a piece of clear Lexan that you then mark out and cut out a window and put that on the inside of the door. There's a picture of them on his truck installed. You can find them on Facebook. So yeah, we'll be using those components to add to this body for extra added skill, custom detail. So yeah, great guy. I've been going back and forth with him on Facebook when we did this deal. When I bought these off him, I think I was like one of the first people to actually, as soon as he posted it, it was almost midnight, I jumped on it and bought him right away. And he sent me a nice little gift because I bought a bunch of stuff off him lately. A little camping stove, pot, and frying pan, 3D printed. Pretty cool. So yeah, great guy. I'll be buying a ton more stuff off him. It's all resin printed. Like, these inserts need zero work besides paint. So a little bit of paint on them, throw them in, done. The detail is so fine, you don't even want to primer it because you'll take out some of those fine lines that are in it. So yeah, so that's going to be what's going into the doors next on the body. So hard part's done, it's mounted. If you need the mounts for the back, you can find it again on Tinkercad for free under Bronco hinge mount. I'm sure you can use that on a variety of bodies, but it's, you know, the depth here which is going to play a big part. Of course, we are going to drill that 3D printed block and screw it in once we're done everything on it. So far, beautiful. Open it up, do what you got to do, close it, send it. No body pins. So yeah, that brings us to a wrap, I guess, for build update number 2. We will be back with number 3 right away. That's going to be obviously putting in the windows in the door and installing the windows and all the trims and a bunch more body work. Now that we got it into a primer, we can see the extra mold lines and stuff like that. They got to come off of it. So more sanding, more body work, all that fun stuff. So catch you guys back here in another week with build update number 3, and yeah, have a great one.